Hi, I'm Pauline Field, and this is another edition of Wisdom and Wrinkles, How to Retire Happily. And today I'm so thrilled to be joined by Kelly Millar. Kelly is going to talk to us about menopause and perimenopause. She's written a book and she coaches people, and she's just wonderful. So welcome, Kelly.
Pauline, I'm really thrilled to be here. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, I'm going to share my screen and let's do a couple of slides that we have going here. Let's see. Okay, navigating menopause and retirement. My life, my way, and designing your joyful retirement. And if you're struggling with menopause, it's hard to enjoy it. I'm Pauline Field. I am retired and I'm working and loving it. I do feisty and fearless over 50 circles, one-on-one coaching, and interviews like today. Some of the big questions about retirement, when to retire, and actually if to retire, what to do, who do you do it with, where do you live, how do you stay fit and healthy, how about being single or retired? And then there's the later years. But today, we have Kelly. Kelly Millar has personally navigated through the journey of perimenopause and menopause. She's been a part of the Menopause Cafe and supports women worldwide. And as I said, has written a book, and she's going to be talking about that. I'm going to stop sharing this and get right to welcome to Retiring Happily. It is the podcast where we explore how to embrace life's significant changes with grace and confidence. And as your host, I'm going to be looking with Kelly at the intersection of menopause and our vibrant years, a topic that affects many women, but is often overlooked. By the way, the book that Kelly has written is called Menopause Stole My Fearless Girl: Overcoming Anxiety with Strength, Support, and Success. So let's start with your personal experience. Can you tell us, Kelly, about your menopause journey and how it inspired you to write your book?
Pauline, my menopause journey was actually very unexpected. I started to experience symptoms of anxiety and brain fog. I became extremely forgetful, which wasn't like me at all. And it had a big impact on my career as a recruiter. I lost my confidence. I just didn't know what else to do, except I felt the only choice I had was to walk away from my job. Uh, Losing my confidence, it also took the fairest girl that I had inside of me. And this the shock of it all is what led me to join a menopause cafe and host my own group. And through that, I was learning about the challenges that other women were also facing, and that I wasn't alone. And this made me want to go even deeper and start a meetup group, the London Empowerment Menopause Meetup Group, through my company Breakthrough Menopause. And I wanted to provide the guidance and learn from others how to best help and support them and help them deal with the anxiety and boost their confidence and self-esteem through this.
Yeah, it's so hard, isn't it? And there's not much out there that's telling us what to expect and how to get support and that we're not going crazy. Yeah.
Well, you're absolutely right. And I think one of the biggest shocks for me was not realizing that I could one day be too ill to work. That was quite a big surprise. And as you say, the lack of knowledge and support. at that time from myself and my own employers was quite surprising.
Yeah. What would you say are the most underestimated challenges that women face during menopause, and how do you help them navigate?
I really think that what happens through menopause, very briefly, is that when we start to become infertile, our hormones begin to decline. And for me, that felt like I had a look of kryptonite around my neck. And the, the drain of confidence, the hit on your self esteem as you start to change and you become quite confused, you don't know what's going on. It can really shake you to the core. And the anxiety was quite a surprise. It really snuck up on me. And I, again, this is why I wrote my book also, because it does zap your inner spirit. So this is what I try to do in my groups and through Breakthrough Menopause is empower women, give them the knowledge and the tools to help them create their own menopause plan. And again, let them know that there is life on the other side and people can do anything that they want with their lives.
That is so true. Yeah. We really can if we know how to deal with things or we have the right tools. Kelly, how do you see menopause and retirement intersecting?
Pauline, that is a great question. And I suppose both are a transition in one's life. Menopause is a form of change, and retirement is a completely a lifestyle change as well. And I think that that's really what I feel is the intersection between both of those.
Mhm. Yeah. So, what kind of creative approach do you have to the menopause transition?
Well, when I walked away from my job after going through the menopause transition, I actually found myself in debt. And this action inspired me to create a fund to give myself some motivation and help me to boost my confidence. And so for me, it was a real simple financial strategy and helped me to shape my dreams and goals for the future and my vision. And I actually turned it into a game. I called it decluttering for dollars. But so it was also a way of getting rid of the old and welcoming the new. But but as I decluttered and I started to make money, it helped me to think about the future and become much more positive and financially empowered, which for me, I think is also a very important lesson for women who are also approaching the retirement years. It's never too late to start. The things that you can do with a little vision and a little bit of extra cash. I even funded a canoeing trip across the lochs of Scotland. And not only was that a gift to myself, but that trip also taught me some skills and it gave me the sense of achievement when I actually did the trip and managed to get across all those mountains. I felt empowered.
That sounds wonderful. And you're so right about the finances. When I first started coaching people on retirement, I thought I need to just talk to some other retired people. And one of the questions I asked was, what are the three things that you think are the most important to retire well? And the top one was about finance. And those people that, for instance, had their home paid off, that didn't have any credit card debt, they said the peace of mind that brings is so huge and such a great way to go into retirement. You said with your trip, it's like when you're retired, you have a little extra time And even if you're working like I do, or very involved with other things, but travel is often something that we want to do when we're in our retirement years. And we can't do that if we're buried in debt and worried about how we're going to pay the mortgage or the rent. Or the financial foundation is so important. And I love your creative ways of going about it, and that you had that resorting trip. So that's great. Clearly, being proactive is key. What are practical strategies do you recommend for managing menopause, both the anxiety and just for a smoother transition into retirement?
I think, first of all, the most important thing anyone can do, whether it's perimenopause or even PET, the most important thing is communicate, talk about things. I found that writing things down is also a huge help. It helps to clear your thoughts and get over any anxiety. And it can also help you to problem solve and put things into perspective. But that's also how I was able to develop my fun fund, is by using that creativity on paper. But I think when it comes to perimenopause as well, and dealing with the anxiety, it, it's so important to remember to breathe. And I think never forget how important going outside into nature is, even just quick moment, just for some fresh air, and also having that change of perspective, moving into a new location, can really inspire you. And there are also little habits like doom scrolling. We're all going through Twitter and Instagram and watching and I really think that um, there are more important things in life, even in retirement. How important the people that you are, that you still have with you, are, and the friends that you do have around. Those relationships should be uh, definitely cultivated and made stronger.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Having community is vital, particularly when we leave our jobs or our careers, because the people that we interacted with on a day basis, maybe we grab a cup of coffee with them, go to lunch once in a while, talk about their families and ours and which game they watched. They're not there anymore. And so we have to create a new community, and we need it. We really need that community. It is vital because with menopause, there's so much that we go through. And are we going crazy? As we're not, but unless we're talking to people about it, we're not sure. Am I the only one that's going through it this way, that's suffering like this? But when we talk to other people, we find out, no, we're not crazy and we're not alone.
Sure,
Yeah.
and that can sound so comforting. And so many people are afraid to speak up and even to voice an opinion, and at times because they think, as you say, maybe I am crazy. I don't want to admit that. I don't want someone to tell me that I am. And as you rightly just said, that 9 times out of 10, that person is actually going through the same things as you. They're feeling the same emotions. And by having that conversation, you open up the channels, and that's also anxiety relieving in itself. Shoot,
Yes.
not only that's so comforting, but I read an article the other day as well about how when there's the empty nest syndrome, and women can also get divorced at a certain age, and people become so much more isolated and alone. I know for myself, my friends have all moved away, and connection, whether it's a perimenopause or even slightly older, can be a bit more difficult.
Mhm.
And I think by even connecting online as we're doing now, Pauline, and through the menopause cafe groups or meetup groups and your own wonderful community, getting connected that way, finding common interests,
Right.
connect everyone and keep our hearts open.
Yes, really. Talk some more about the menopause campaign, because that just sounds like a wonderful resource. How can
It,
people access it?
you can find the menopause cafes online, and they are all over the country. You'll be able to find a local menopause cafe near you. And at the same time, if that cafe is not local to you, you can visit online, but they are international. So the first port of call is menopausecafe.com, and that's where you'll be able to find a group and get the support that you need as well. Or feel free to jump in my meetup group at Breakthrough Menopause.
That's great. And of course, when you say all over the country, you're talking about the UK. But yeah, I think there are, as you said, they're international. And there are menopause cafes online, and people from the US are going to. Yes.
Yes, there are menopause cafes in the US. There's one in Dubai. There's Australia. So they are definitely international.
Nice. Nice. Kelly, what are some common misconceptions about menopause that you encounter?
People don't actually understand that it is their hormones, and they can get misdirected. They can go in all sorts of different directions, not understanding that the problem is normal, natural, part of a woman's life. But so many people are not talking about it. And that can be scary, being misdiagnosed and not having enough doctors understand or be educated when about menopause. When you go to speak to them, not everyone needs HRT, that hormone replacement therapy. Everyone experiences menopause in very different ways. Some people would experience things like hot flushes. Again, is a common symptom, but it's not something that everyone would experience. Those for me are some of the most common misconceptions that what I've experienced so far.
Yeah. Kelly, as we wrap up, what's one key message that you'd like our listeners to take away about menopause and particularly interest with having a happy retirement?
I think, Pauline, for me, and what I've learned is enjoy life, of course. Be close with your friends. Keep your relationships. Keep those going. Cultivate them. But at the same time, make sure that you're prepared financially. Start putting a little bit of money away just so that if something happens, you're ready for it. And right, you can invest that money in the future, whatever you want. But you're empowered, you're prepared, you've got a circle of friends around you, you're connected. And again, joining groups like yours, Pauline, and Menopause Cafe and Breakthrough Menopause, just connection. That's so important. Those would be my lessons. And don't forget about the fun fund. It's a very easy thing to do and can actually be very inspiring.
Yeah, the Fun Fund. I've used Fun Funds before, and those have been some of the best trips because I've saved for them.
It's like to dream and actually make them a reality, isn't it, Pauline?
Yep. All right. So I'm going to share my screen again. Let's see. All right. This has been so great. And let's look at what's next. First of all, is to make some commitments to yourself. Maybe you haven't talked to anybody, and maybe that's the commitment you need to make, is to find the breakthrough group and attend it, or buy Kelly's book and read it, being proactive about it. Contact Kelly to talk about your journey and how she can help you. Join a feisty and fearless over 50 group, or get some one-on-one coaching, either from Kelly or from a monthly newsletter with articles and updates that I put out. So there's the feisty and fearless over 50 circle, covers when to retire, what to do, how to find meaning in your life, who you're going to do things with, which we talked about today, where to live, the importance of staying mentally and physically active, how to plan for your lady. So to book a free discovery call with me and receive a free assessment, you can email me at Pauline@retire-happy.com. And to contact Kelly, she can be reached at kellymillar@yahoo.co.uk. Okay, let me stop sharing. Thank you so much, Kelly, for being with us. And thank you, all our listeners, for tuning in to Retire Happily and Wisdom and Wrinkles. And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to leave a review, share your comments. And until next time, have a lot of laughter in your life.